gave them something to work with. So from these 3 models, they started creating workouts of the day, which we know is the WOD now, and posted it on the CrossFit.com every day since I think 2003. And after that, people started following it, and it picked up in the military, it picked up in sport. And what ended up happening was, after several years, they re-looked at the data. And so what Greg Glassman said was, we knew that our goal was a fitness that would best prepare you for anything and to be ready for the known and unknowable. But what would that look like on paper? What would that look like by the numbers? How would we know we had reached it if, in fact, that's what had happened? So, looking at the numbers again, we already know power on this axis and time on here. We already know there are 4 pathways, right? We already know that there's 4. Assuming that you've been CrossFitting for a while. So you've been with us like 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe? Okay. Brett, how long have you been with us? 7 months?
Since
mid-February. Okay, so several months under your belt, right? And a few weeks. All right, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, Ben. 7 weeks. Okay. So in CrossFit, you already know that here's what happens. You have some workouts that take something like 3 minutes. You got the heavy lifting days. You got some workouts that take 10 minutes. Some workouts that are 20 minutes. Some workouts. I don't know how many of you have been exposed to maybe the 1 hour long ones or plus.
No mercy.
No mercy. The day will come, my friend. So let's look at it. Just for example, let's say you start CrossFit and you're just fighting to not pass out. Everything sucks, right? So here's your heavy lifting days. Here's your kind of other days, and you're kind of hanging out downhill, because that's really what it would look like, right? If you take an average of these things and fill in the area under the curve according to this graph, that's all they saw for now. It's like, all right, whatever. And what ended up happening is they would look at someone, say, at 2004, and look at the same person in 2007. Their data does not look like this anymore. It looks something like they've gotten stronger here, they've gotten faster here, stronger here, faster here, faster here. And so their average is in fact higher than it was 3 years ago. What to make of this data, they didn't know, but this is what was happening with CrossFit. And so what ended up happening, as in all scientific discovery, this was in fact the definition of fitness that they were looking for, where each of these points represents a workout, and a workout such that you are moving a certain mass, so either your body weight or your body weight plus a barbell or a dumbbell, a certain distance. For example, every time you squat, if you're a tall guy, if you're 6 foot plus, every time you squat, you are moving your body mass at least 2 feet per squat, right? And we time everything. So you're moving force times distance over time, and that's actually equal to power according to exercise physiology, also equal to intensity. I'll come back to that later. That's what each of these things mean. And we can do it by MKS, we can do it by metric or English, where a horsepower is 33,000 foot-pounds per second. Per second or minute? Is it minute? Okay, minute. But anyway, but it doesn't change. That's what each of these things mean. It's represented by old school Newtonian mechanics. That your fitness is your work capacity, because that's what this is.
Second.
What's that? A second. Okay, yeah. Fitness is work capacity across broad time, so a lot of different time domains, and modal, a lot of just different things, domains. Once again, fitness is work capacity across broad time and modal domains. And let's look at the 3 models. 10 general physical skills already built in already, right? The metabolic pathways, we're measuring it across all the pathways. And the different modes, you've got literally hundreds of workouts that you'll have over time, right? So the 3 metabolic pathways are built into this thing. So now, finally, there's a definition of fitness that's meaningful, that we can discuss. And the thing about definitions, because it's the first order before we even move on, definitions don't come in flavors right or wrong. We could be right or wrong in this definition of fitness. This may not be a good definition of fitness, but we would like to, but in order for us to talk meaningfully about it, we have to make sure that the definition itself is consistent. And so, such that fitness is work capacity across broad time and modal domains, and someone comes up to me and says, I have someone that is fitter than you, we now have a metric by which we can measure that statement, by which we can evaluate it. Not just pure shit talking anymore, right? We've got math, we've got science to look at it. So now, that was the 3 models of fitness. This is the definition of fitness that it led to. Any questions so far? Okay.